Hello HSE 2100 students. I wanted to introduce you to our communication system for the semester. And the way you'll be able to communicate with me quickly and in real time, like instant message as well as private message, will be through an app called Slack. In addition to that, you'll be able to talk to the other students there. All of the students in the sections will be on there, so you'll have an ability to be able to ask questions, and if it's the middle of the night, you'll be able to get responses from your peer students as well. It's a wonderful app. It's required for the course, so once you're in, you'll need to go there and register. It's as easy as could be to do, and once you're on Slack, it'll allow you to be able to turn off notifications if you prefer not to have them, or it'll also allow you to be able to have notifications on your desktop if I've sent you a private message or if someone has asked you a question within the course. There's also an app for it for iPhone and Android that you'll be able to download and use on your phone, which is the easiest way to use it, to be honest. So what I'll do now is you're in the student view of the course. I want to take you into Slack so you can see how you'll register as well as how you'll be able to start and introduce yourself there. You also have a link for course email, so you can email me as well. The concern with email is you may email me and I might not get it until the next day. And on the weekends, I might not get it at all. I can get Slack very quickly. I have it set up on my phone as an app to be able to alert me when I get a message, as well as throughout the course, I've got it set up inside my MacBook, so that way when you message me, if I happen to be doing work, I can see it. Blackboard doesn't have that function through email. So for communication, you'll need to sign in and make sure you get the Slack within the first 3 or 4 days of class. And I'll take you there to show you how to do that. This explains Slack a little bit better, so you can work through there and kind of go through the information. And then you'll click on the link I've provided, and this will be your sign up link page. As you can see, once you click on the link, it'll take you to the sign up link, and the first thing it does is take you to create an account page. So you're going to need to use your palmbeachstate.edu email address. Remember, this is a required part of the course, so sign up for Slack as quickly as possible. So what you'll do is you'll enter your My Palm Beach State email address there, and those are the only email addresses allowed to be into the course, and then you'll click create an account. The first thing it'll do is literally it'll ask you for your password to Slack and then put you right into the Slack home page. So what I'm going to do now, because I don't have a My Palm Beach State email, is I'm going to show you this from the perspective of what it looks like once you're actually into the course. So I'm going to sign in the same way that you would sign in later once you've already registered. And I'm going to use my email address. And then once you've clicked in, I'll be able to show you the board for the entire class as well as the different methods of communication. Once you're in, you can see that this is the general board. It says general up here, and you can get to that board under channels on the left side. The general board has all the students from multiple sections in this app. All of the students in these sections are in the same HSE 2100 courses and have the same due dates. Some may have slightly different work, but they're all for the same part, mostly the same course with the same due dates. So that should not be confusing. And you can see that we scroll up and people will ask a question if they have a question for the other students or if they have a question for me. The kind of questions that you would ask once you were in Slack on the general board would be questions that either I could answer or anyone in the course could answer, or you had a question for other students. And that can be helpful, especially in the middle of the night if I'm not on or if you haven't gotten a response from me. My response time in Slack is usually pretty quick, but don't expect it to be instantaneous all the time. It can't be, really. I have to have a life outside of this. So on the weekends, if you're not getting a response, that's the reason. In addition to that, there still could be a delay of 24 hours or so before I responded. But for the most part, I will respond as quickly as possible, so that way you can have your answers and not be waiting while you're doing your work. And the other thing you can do is post for the entire course to answer the question for you, so that way another student that's an expert in the course would be able to respond to your question. The kind of questions you don't ask on the general board are questions that are things that only I can answer. So if only I can answer the question, like if it's something about your grade, or perhaps maybe you're having a difficult time understanding an assignment or something, if it's general, post it there. If it's a personal question to you that's specific to you and I, you'll want to send me a private message, which I'll show you how to do in just a moment. I'll also post all of your announcements for the course inside here. So if you do turn off your alerts for everyone else when they post, make sure you keep your alerts on for when I post, or when I post and do @ whatever your name is, or send you a private message. That way you'll still get those alerts quickly. The other page that we have set up is more of a community page. This is our random page, and what I love about the random page is it's social. I have people posting in here pictures of the great food they ate over the weekend, or their trip to Disney, or their beautiful cats, or things that we did in class. We had students that did a presentation, so we posted pictures of those, and we've had a lot of discussion on here. And this tends to be much more social discussion. So this would be social discussion, but keep in mind that when you're in the random page, to also keep it social professional, no swearing, and really try not to be offensive with your content. And for the most part, I've never had a problem with that with any of the students. We've had people posting about their video games that they play, or their Pokemon Go, or whatever it may be. So you're more than welcome to continue to use this random page to be a social and community hub for the course. I love that, and I think it really gives you a great place to be able to do that. The direct messages area shows you the students' links, and so your name would show up here. I prefer that you use a login name that's close to your own name, but as long as you actually included your name, I'll be able to know that this person has the name associated with it, and then I'll be able to see the name. So whatever your username, I can still see who you are and be able to find you. So if you have a question in here that's specific to you want me to reset your test because it logged you out, make sure you let me know which section number you're in so that way I can go in and do that as quickly as possible. And your private messages are exactly that. They're direct messages to me and only me, and they're private, and the rest of the course cannot see them except for if you post on the general or the random pages. Also on this page you can click the plus button, and that'll allow you to attach either a document or a picture or a video or something along those lines. The other thing that you can do is be able to search for something. Why is this important? If you ignore the board for a few days and then you jump on and you say, where is this assignment? And maybe I've already announced that the assignment has been removed. Maybe the other students have already asked that question 600 times. If you were to search for the search terms that you're looking for example, I'll type one in, and you can see it'll search for that topic. And so someone else has already asked that question, and someone else has likely already answered it, or I've already answered it. So your search results, if you can look for the question that you've got first, that would be helpful. I always suggest looking for in 3 places before you ask the question on the board or to me. Number 1 is your syllabus, number 2 is inside Blackboard, and number 3 is to be able to do the search results from Slack, so that way you're asking questions that haven't been repeatedly answered or that were answered just in the material you have, such as just asking about a due date. That's all within Blackboard. So I hope you are able to enjoy navigating this. The last part I wanted to mention was an extra credit function and option that I'm going to be using. And what that is I recognize some of you students are truly all-stars in these courses, and I want to be able to reward that. And I think it's also helpful to incentivize those who are incredible at this course and pair those with people who are not as comfortable in the course and not understanding what they may need to do. So in that case, what will happen is I'm going to give 1 point extra credit awarded for every time someone answers a question someone else posts. And what you'll do is this will be self-recorded. So throughout the semester, for example, the ones I'm looking at, and when I see a question that's been asked and a question that's been answered, you will record those. For example, April Weldon here says, I can't seem to find the 300-point behavior change project. Can anyone help? And Alexandra was kind enough to respond, and she tagged at April Weldon. That behavior change project was removed. That would be worth 1 point of extra credit. It doesn't sound like a lot, but you do this enough times throughout the semester, which is 16 weeks long, a few times a week, and you've added up a significant amount of extra credit. What you'll do at the end of the semester is you'll submit to me 1 message, private message, and it'll say 25 responses, and you'll have the dates for those responses so I could check for those if I wanted. So keep track of those throughout the semester to be able to get that extra credit, and I look forward to that, and I'm glad and helpful for your responses, especially when I'm unavailable. Lastly, I wanted to point out that you can add reactions to people's posts. So if somebody did something and you thought it was great, you want to give them a thumbs up, you want to give them a heart, you want to give them a smiley face, or the fist of pride, you're more than welcome to do that, and it's pretty easy to do. So I hope you enjoy using Slack. It is a pretty simple app. If you have absolutely any questions, you know you can always reach out to me as well as reach out to your fellow students. The first thing you'll do now that you're comfortable is you'll post your introduction from the questions that I asked inside Blackboard for you to be able to post. You'll post that here on the public page on General for everyone to see, as well as the second thing you'll need to do is send me a private message. You can send me any private message you want. I just need to be able to know that you know how to use that private message function. Thank you and have a wonderful semester.